Good morning, all. I hope you slept well. I felt compelled to start this video with this.
Candace Owens. No, she's a great friend. You know, look. How is your relationship with Candace Owens? No, she's a great friend. You know, look, I don't agree with everything Candace says, but you know what I don't do? I don't stop being friends with people just because people morally blackmail me. I don't do that. You shouldn't either.
No.
Look, I have different views on things as Candace. I have different views on Israel than Candace. I have different views on a lot of geopolitics. But honestly, I traveled the country with Candace. I went to her wedding. I saw her meet her husband. I went to Israel with Candace, which is a fun story I'll tell you at some point. But what I don't like is when people demand, you must stop being friends with somebody.
Or go against them.
That's a left-wing tactic. Don't do that. I'm not saying you do that, but other people do that. We should never resort to that. In fact, if you believe what I believe, shouldn't you want me to be friends with people that don't agree with us? Shouldn't you want me to also be a tool of influence? And so I think the world of Candace. She's a great mother. She certainly has very, very fun opinions at times.
Fun opinions. I love that.
She's a great talent. She says a lot of stuff that sometimes I don't agree with, but that's what makes our relationship and our friendship interesting. My advice to all of you, you might not like somebody, but never tell somebody like me to stop being friends with somebody on an interpersonal level just because of disagreement. It's bad. It's what the left does, and we should rise above it as conservatives. Thank you so much.
I feel the same way when it comes to Charlie. I didn't agree with everything he said. I didn't agree with everything that he presented, just like right there where he said it's left. Like, it's all of us. It's left, right, top, bottom. It's all of us. You know what I mean? It's just what we're ingrained. It's what they've conditioned us for. And that's where they kind of hold those strings and the power and how you treat people, what you think about people, your judgment of others, your perceptions of others. You have to think on a global scale, on a world scale. And when there's a lack of power happening around us, there's people awakening up. The only thing that they have control over in different ways is perceptions and manipulation. In different ways, they have control of resources. That goes without saying. But they don't have the control of your free will. They do not. They only have the control of your free will if you give that to them. And you have to decide what that looks like for you. Because there's a lot of compelling stories flying out there. A lot of compelling stories, The whole thing with him, everything that's happening, I feel like it's a distraction in a lot of different ways in what they're doing. And I think that was all a part of it. All a part of the ploy and reference behind it. And that's just my personal opinions. They're not facts, but it's something in my gut. And so, it is what it is on that. I had a few things come to me last night. Unique family dynamics. We all come from unique family dynamics. All of us. My family has been very unique, to say the least. There's a lot of different dynamics there. There's stubbornness. There's childhood wounds. There's brokenness. There's past addictions. There's hurt. There's pain. There's betrayal. There's loss. There's just all kinds of stuff. There's false realities. There's indoctrination when it comes to religious beliefs, politics, and that's just something that I realize has been swirled around me my entire life. And so when you come from unique family dynamics such as that, you learn to adopt those without even realizing that you are adopting them, because it's all you're around, until you kind of wake up and you grow into yourself and you go through your healing and you start recognizing things within yourself that you believe, that you carry, your wants, your desires, your wants for your reality, your wants for the world, your wants for humanity, your wants for growth, for yourself personally and for the world around you, as well as your morals, your values, your integrity, your faith, your religious beliefs, your politics beliefs. All of those things change in time based off the different courses of life, 444, as I say that, the courses of life that you've been through. Your experiences shape your wisdom. Your experiences shape your knowledge. That's how we gain our wisdom and our knowledge, is based off our experiences here on earth. All provided to you by God if you have the eyes to see it, and the ears to hear it. Golly, I'm flowing right now. I can feel it. Hey-o. And so it just came to me because we all have unique family dynamics. When I talk and I share my story, I know it fluffers a lot of people. That's a big part of a lot of the hits that I'm running into now, is because when I share my story, it trumps a lot of different perceptions that have been plastered out there. And I'm well aware of that, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. When people don't want to look in the mirror, they don't want to, accept accountability, that comes with the heat. If you can't feel the heat, get out of the game. And so I'm in the game and I don't mind the heat. So let's go. I love my family. Do I agree with my family? No. Am I, thoroughly happy with my family? No. Am I highly disappointed? Absolutely. But does that change the fact that I love them? Absolutely not. I'm very grateful everything that I've learned from all of them individually. Every relationship, every experience, every obstacle, every illusion, every trap, everything, and so I'm very grateful for that. But you have to recognize that you have to get to the place in your life where you embrace the fact that whatever you come from is a part of who you are. And you can either let it make you or break you. It's up to you. And you can either allow it to be your victim mentality, or you can indoctrinate whatever it is their beliefs are. I mean, whatever feels right on your soul, on your heart. That's the beauty of this world. That's the beauty of free will. That's the beauty of who you are. And to walk in the essence of who you are, you have that choice. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? And so I appreciate people for their choices and their path and their walk. No matter if they align with me or not, I still appreciate with them. Now, if they project and deflect onto me, well, yeah. Do I see it? Absolutely. Do I feel it? Yeah, it stings. It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite cup of tea. That's for darn sure. Like even yesterday when I felt it, I'm just like, golly, it just gets old sometimes. Just because I get sad. I get sad living in a world where there's just so much prejudgment. And it's just like, man, I just wish people would just take the chance to get to know me. But it's one of those things. It is what it is, and you have to get to that place. Happy Wednesday, by the way. Hump day. It's going to be a busy day today. I have it in my bones. I feel it. Another thing, not living in fear. That's another thing. When you get to a place and you do not live in fear, you don't live in fear. It's a conversation that came up with my coworker last night. Love her. And that's another example there. Like, I love her to death. Her and I don't always see eye to eye when it comes to a lot of stuff, but we still appreciate each other in our vision, in our thoughts. And that's the beauty of having friendships like that. I'm grateful to have those friendships now. Before I had friendships and I would try to vocalize my opinions, even if they were different than theirs. And it was just like, sheesh. Whereas now I have friendships and connections where, even though we don't agree on everything, we still can communicate and talk about it, and we leave it there, and sometimes I take away a lot of different things, and sometimes different things that people share with me in reference to other circumstances and experiences and knowings, whether it's on the political arena or just things like that, it does broaden my horizon. I'm always open, to other people's interpretation, and I'm always open to other people's thoughts and opinions, constructive criticism. I'm always open to all those things. 99% of the time, I'll call out myself, 100%, hands down. And so I think that what Charlie said there was beautiful. Is like, that's the beauty of having different friendships where maybe you don't agree with everything, but it is open up a line where you can just have, what did he say? Fun conversations or, something along those lines, and so I can appreciate that. But when you live in a world that wants to instill fear and you cross over to the fence where you no longer walk in fear, why? Because the only thing you fear is the divine, the Most High God, Jesus, the Holy Spirit, making them happy, and it's like, every day you wake up and get out of bed, take a breath, you're here for a reason. You're here for a purpose. Otherwise it would be you'd be heading down in the ground, right? And so you live every day to the fullest because you don't walk in fear. You know exactly where you're going. you're going on to heaven. You're going on to your afterlife. And so it's like you're just embracing the day that you have and seeing what kind of great things you can make happen today for those around you and humanity.